my, is that a budding theme park proprietor I see before me?
There is absolutely no need to worry about having to keep your screams inside your heart in Planet Coaster, this eternally cheery theme park management sim from Frontier Developments. Well, you might want to keep it down for the sake of your relationship with your neighbours, but a little bit of screaming every now and then is probably acceptable within 2020. But we have to go back to 2016, almost half a decade ago, when Planet Coaster was first released for PC, and for whatever reason it is only just now making the jump to console, launching towards the end of this year for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the next-gen consoles PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Getting to go hands-on with the game, the controls immediately feel quite simple and intuitive. The twin-stick camera movement gets you around the park with ease, and the UI overlays are pretty easy to get around using the rest of the buttons. You can quickly start placing rides, creating pathways, and doing all of the other park management things that you need to do. And that could have been everything that this game was. This could have been the entirety of Planet Coaster's translation from PC to console. But Frontier have gone the extra mile to reconsider the path that you take through the game and some of its inner workings. The game now has an overhauled tutorial and path through the career with a number of new characters thrown into the mix to lead you through its opening. There's a bouffant park organiser, Oswald B. Thompson, and he's eager to induct you as a new trainee in the park's management. But he works alongside the shrewd businesswoman looking to eke every single penny possible out of your punters, and there's a sassy young social media starlet giving you tips on how to add a little zhuzh and sparkle to the park's design and the kinds of rides that you have on show. They're an effective trio through the game's opening level as you get the basics of placing and opening your first park ride, lay out the path for the waiting line to take, and jazz it up with some plants, scenery, and eye-catching performances from staff to keep them entertained while they wait. And then you get to set the price just high enough that punters don't quite feel ripped off yet. One area that Frontier have been able to enhance is the ease with which you can put all of this together using a controller. As in the PC version of the game, you can painstakingly place individual items and construct the perfect scenery in your park, but that's obviously a little bit more awkward and finicky on a controller compared to a keyboard and mouse. So, to help, there are the twinned features of a much larger pool of pre-built blueprints for players to use and just drop into the park, and then there's the Frontier Workshop, where players will be able to create scenery and rides and then share it with other players online. Of course, Planet Coaster's main appeal is going to be that ability to create your own roller coasters. Again, you do have those pre-built coasters that you can just slap down if you've got enough space for them, but you can also build something bespoke in any of the coaster themes that the existing coasters already use. There's two methods that you can use here, either doing this from the bird's eye view that most of the game takes place in, or switching to a first-person camera to effectively ride the coaster as you're building it. Think that train ride scene from Wallace and Gromit, just a little bit less frantic and with fewer evil penguins. Again, it is simple and intuitive to create section after section, twist the track with different cambers as you go through twists, turns and drops that would elicit at least a small whimper. There's also some templates for certain turns and swoops that you can throw in quite easily. My only real problem with this though comes from trying to head back in and edit segments, with the controls feeling a touch imprecise and obtuse when trying to select what I wanted, and then being pretty awkward to try and reattach the new section to the rest of the track. The controls also struggle, or more accurately, I struggle with the controls when pulling off steep dives with the track at weird angles, and I had a bit of a disconnect between whether the analog sticks were going to act relative to my camera angle and viewpoint, or to the direction and the angle of the track itself. There's a few good months still to go before release, so there's plenty of time to continue to refine and iron out these kinds of kinks, but I also accept that, it's the kind of inverted control scheme thing. Sometimes your perspective into the game is just not always going to gel particularly well. So it has obviously been far too long coming, but Planet Coaster Console Edition does do a great job of bringing the charms of theme park management from PC to console. There's still a little bit of work to be done in refining the controls, but this is more than a quick port, and it reconsiders how to present the challenges of park management to players and gives you more and new options for how you build the theme park of your dreams. That's all for this video, and thanks as ever for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe and share, and also head over to thesixthaxis.com where you can catch up on more Planet Coaster news and everything else to do with video games. Hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!